Greetings, dear viewers. Welcome to Chess Strategy. Today we are looking at a chess study which is, I would say, very amazing and brilliant. It's white to play and win here, and we have to find a series of moves in order to get out of this alive and winning. The problem, of course, is the black pawns here. Both of them very close to promotion. This one is only one step away, and the other one too, and we cannot really seem to attack them in a natural way. But of course, if we think deep and really analyze this, we might come up with a winning plan for white. And of course, as always, it's now your turn to do that. White to play and win. And you can pause the video now, analyze this, and see if you can find the solution. Go ahead. All right, welcome back. So, of course, we have to stay initiative. We have to be active here and start with something that really pushes things. We cannot do something like this and try to just support our pawn and get that one to a queen and ignore these pawns. Black will see this. He will call this bluff. Just put his king behind our pawn and wait it out because we cannot do anything about these two pawns now and we're going to lose this very quick. So could we perhaps try to push our pawn first and get in a position where we get a queen each and now just let the winning material be okay for us? Well, it would have been a victory if black would have chosen to enter this variation, but he will not. Again, he doesn't have any rush to get this promoted. He will simply just take our pawn first and wait for our next move, which we don't really have any. We will be able to. I can show you. We will be able to save a draw here, something like this, and allow one of the pawns to promote, and then just try to block things with our pieces here. And this will probably be a draw in the end. But we want to win this, and we have to be smarter than that. So here comes the first move. We have to be active, as I said. So first we check with the rook. It's good for multiple reasons. One is that we will release our bishop a little bit. It will be active in this diagonal. And the second one is that we will force black to take our pawn. If he doesn't, we will win this fairly easy. Let's say he goes away like this. Then we can take the idea we had before to allow black to promote, and we promote also, but we are up a rook and a bishop, and this is very easy win for white. It's just a matter of moves where we checkmate, so we don't have to go into this. If black instead tries to hide behind the pawn here, well, then the next move is natural. We check here, and note now that if black grabs our pawn on b6, we will follow up with a checkmate like this. So we cannot do that. Instead, he have to back to the 8th rank. He will probably try to put the king on a8 because he doesn't want to have the king here for this diagonal to be open. But we will force him out there like this and then put the rook here. And this is interesting. Well, of course, we are stopping this pawn. If it marches with the other pawn, we will not be able to stop them both, but we don't really have to because this is an easy victory. Anyway, we put the bishop on d2 or on c3, allowing him to promote one of the pawns. We follow up with a check here, and this is checkmate in a few moves. Either like this, we checkmate right away, or he goes to c8, where we follow up with a check and a checkmate like this. So, in other words, after our first move, rook c2 check, black will have to take our pawn not to lose right away. So that was the first move. It wasn't the hardest one to find, but the next one is, I think, a bit harder because now it's white's turn to move again. And again, it's only one move here that is winning. And now it's up to you to find it. So again, you can pause the video if you want to and give it a go. Okay, here we go. So many of you perhaps thought that bishop a5 check is the solution. It is not. This is just a draw. Black will back up to b7 or a7. We follow up with a check. And again, if he comes to b8, we will have the same diagonal and we will be able to win this. But he will instead put his king on a8. And now, since we don't have a pawn here, we cannot force him out. We will just have to try to stop the pawns. And we can only stop one of them. And this will lead to a draw again. Something like this. There's no winning here. King comes up and we can just go for the perpetual check or something like that. So instead of playing the bishop to a5 check, the winning move is moving this pawn. But it has to be played only one step to f3. We cannot put it here, and that is for the reason we looked at before. We need to keep this diagonal open for the bishop to be able to stop the h3 pawn. So we're playing only f3 here. And now let's see what black can do. Well, if he promotes now to a queen, well, that is the point. We simply just give a fork here. He's forced to take, and the rook will stop this pawn, and it's an easy victory from here. If he instead tries to hide away the king somewhere, well, this is just too slow. We can actually just sacrifice our rook like this. That's the quickest way to just win this. We keep the bishop, we're pawn up, and the black king cannot run towards this pawn because then he will lose this pawn and we are winning also. So instead, after we play f3, the move black will do is to play h2. And now he wants us to grab this pawn and allow him to get a queen here, which will lead to a draw as well. But instead, we do something very, very clever. Once again, there's only one move from white in this position to win, and it's not easy to find. But you're going to give it a go if you haven't solved it this far. Look at this and see if you can find out how white has to play to win from here. Go ahead. Okay, did you see it? It's not playing the bishop here to try to attack this one. This is just allowing him to promote, and we're going to lose this. And we cannot grab here, as we talked about. This will be a draw. No, instead we will find the fantastic move, which is rook to c7. This looks just crazy. What are we threatening? Well, we are threatening a checkmate here. So if any of these two pawns now promote, we will play bishop a5 with a checkmate. And if black takes our rook, well, that's why we have to put the pawn on f3 and not on f4, because it's open up for the bishop g3 check. We grab the pawn on h2, we put the bishop here, and we win easily with these two pawns and the king. We just a bishop up, and it's going to be easy win. So, just an amazing move. Rook to c7, and now black can surrender. But he won't do that, because he will try one last thing to get away from this. We are threatening the checkmate. He cannot move the pawns. He cannot really move the king. So he will play just a5. And now, again, there's only one move to win. Here's another chance for you to pause the video if you want to and see the final winning move. Go ahead. Okay, here we go. No, we cannot take this. This will just be, at the best, a draw. Probably we will lose because we're not getting anywhere from here, and these two pawns are really unstoppable. No, what we do instead is that we play bishop to f2 check. We leave the rook out there. We know that if he takes it, we're gonna give a check, we're gonna grab this pawn, and we're gonna win. And of course, if he doesn't take the rook, the only other possibility is to move the king to a6. And now we don't have to pause the video. You all see it. Here comes the checkmate with rook a7. I would say this study is one of the best one I've seen for many months. I think it's really, really amazing with all these must-find moves in order to win in the end. And over the board, I would never have found all of these moves for sure. I don't think many people will do that. But if you manage to solve it all the way, big congratulations to you. This is a very good achievement. All right. Thank you for watching this. I will present something else for you tomorrow. I hope you will be back then. Bye bye.